What's up? Hold on one
What's up?
second. One
Alright.
second. I had to turn the heat on, man. I'm fucking freezing. I'm in Maryland, man. I'm in a room above my parents' garage. It's like fucking 50 degrees in here.
Yeah, I'm
So,
in Colorado and we've got like 40-degree weather out here. So
oh yeah, so you don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up, Tommy. You fucking pussy. So what's going on, man? You're Logan. I'm Tommy.
yeah,
We're just two incredibly awesome, good-looking dudes, and we're just like,
yeah,
fuck it, we're gonna chat. So, I I never read anything about any of the people that I'm having on, and I think, but that's why that's why I've
yeah.
had friends tell me they like it. I mean, it's retarded, but it's it's because no one else is reading up on the people that I'm interviewing, so I kind of bring them on, and it's whoever's
Well,
listening can relate because I'm like, okay, what are we doing? What are we? So, with your situation, so I normally approach things with a sort of I throw spaghetti at the wall and I see what sticks, and I'm very kind of intense and I just don't shut up. With your experience, I don't want to do that because I don't think it's fitting, and I don't want it to be unenjoyable for you. Is that your? Do you have a cat back there? Is that hey kitty?
yes.
Hell yes.
I was just lying on my bed.
Hell yes.
She always,
Um,
that's so,
she doesn't give a fuck. She's like, "What's this pod?" She's like, "What's this
yeah.
podcast bullshit?" I didn't invite
She's
him. um,
angry I left her.
yeah. So let's So I'm gonna try to talk as little and interrupt as little, and just see where it goes. So
All right.
do you wanna introduce yourself and say your experience?
Sure. So hi. My name's Logan. I go to STEM school, Highlands Ranch, and about 9 months ago we had a school shooting there. Towards the end of the year. It was around end of the end of the day, or last class of the day, when the lockdown was called. We'll get into a little bit a few details later, but I basically learned that this wasn't just a drill, because I initially thought that it was a drill because I couldn't remember if we had already done our lockdown drill for that semester or not. But the way I learned that this was real was I had a couple of friends who were checking the news, and so we basically were watching the event as it happened. So I believe after that, SWAT team, or eventually once all was said and done, SWAT team busted into the door and took us out. And they got us out of the building, and there were rows of officers and other first responders there. And they brought us out in front of a building next door, and we kind of waited around there for a half hour to 45 minutes. And then they brought us over to a different field with, I think, the middle school and maybe parts of the elementary school. I'm not sure. It definitely wasn't the entire school because it didn't really look like it. But we waited around there for an hour. I actually don't know how long that was, but I think it might have been an hour to an hour and a half. And they got us at buses and they took us to the nearest rec center, because the reason they had to do that is because they couldn't actually have parents come pick up the students still at the school, and they had to go to the rec center and actually have like a formal process of picking up the students. So yeah, we went there. We kind of sat in the tennis courts, and we basically waited for our parents to come get us. I know they were lining up in the basketball room, and I saw a photo of it, and it was just packed with parents in a line upstairs, downstairs. So yeah, and I think I was there about 3 hours, and I might have got home at 7 o'clock, and then my family was here, and my extended family was here, and we had pizza. So it was at least a decent way to end the day. But yeah.
Jesus, man.
It took a little bit for this to actually sink in for me, because generally, like the subconscious mindset that you have for yourself is that you really don't expect something like this to ever happen to you. I mean, you see it on the news and you know that it happens all the time, but there's always like that part of you that says,
Not me.
this will never happen to me. Yeah.
But, yeah, like a car crash. Not me.
Yeah. And I still had that mindset after like a week. It didn't feel like it happened because I didn't think that it could happen.
Yeah.
And it felt strangely normal for the first week, which was just weird.
Yeah.
It definitely did sink in a little bit later, especially when we went back to get our stuff, and then when we went back to school. Since this happened towards the end of the year, yeah. It was about 2 weeks before school got out. Well, I think this happened on a Tuesday. I don't know. When was May 7th last year? Sorry, I've committed my mind to this. I need to figure this out.
No, dude, hey, I'll May 7th last year. Logan, I'm disappointed. I thought you would have had every date mapped out.
I'm so sorry.
Mapped out.
Yep.
You know what? We're gonna.
Well, thanks for having me on.
We're gonna. Hey, you know what? And not only that, I'm gonna fucking end this. I'm gonna end this part. I'm gonna delete my YouTube channel. It's.
Yep. You know what?
You know what? I'm calling the cops on you, dude. You know
oh
what?
My God.
Yeah. Okay. May 7th is it was Tuesday. Tuesday, May 7th.
It was a Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but I do know the following Wednesday.
Okay.
I got someday. We went back to get our stuff, and then I think the week after. Wait, was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks before? Oh my gosh! You know what? Point is, we went back for what was generally supposed to be the last week of school. So I think we may have had 2 weeks off, and we went back on the following Wednesday to go back and get our stuff.
Okay.
From the room.
You can swear. Sound like you were about to say shit and you paused. You're allowed to swear, dude. It's okay.
That's just out of habit for me.
Yeah. So we went back.
And then stuff. I think the following week we went back for 20 minutes of class, so 2 hours a day. We run on block schedules, so 4 classes one day and 4 classes another day.
Yeah.
So yeah, for how the original like last week of school was going to go is we went back for the first 4 days of the week to do finals, and on the Friday we went out to a park. Just to end a year party.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those 4 days, we just came back for 20 minutes per class, just to like say bye to everyone. Especially, I think the seniors generally would have graduated by then, but they wanted them to come back because they didn't want that to be their last experience at school.
Yeah.
And then on Friday we did the party as normal, and then it just let out for the summer. Canceled all the finals, so yay.
Silver lining.
So yeah, make the best out of anything.
Yeah. Hey man, you gotta have that attitude. Yeah. Hey, I'm taking your cue. If you can laugh at it, I'll laugh at it.
Yeah, I find laughing about.
Hey, dude,
that generally helps.
It's the only thing that helps, and yeah.
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 After that, we pretty much just got let out for the summer and went on as normal. I know for the week that we were back, they tried to bring in counselors, but since we were about to get out, they couldn't really do a plan over the next 2 months. So they were providing us with places to get help outside of school and other counselors that were helping. I know for me, my mom's work which is right across the street. Actually, she has her own little story on this, but they brought in some counselors for STEM students if they wanted to come in, which I took advantage of and went in for that. But overall, I wasn't as affected as a lot of other people at the school because I was close enough to faintly hear some shots. Granted, I heard them before I actually knew for certain that this was real, and only really confirmed after that took place. I was close enough to faintly hear some shots, but I wasn't close enough to be what I would consider in any like real immediate danger. So I think I have been able to recover a little bit quicker than some of the other students there, though generally I think everyone is doing pretty well for this. Going back to school this year, Yeah, it did feel weird for the first week or so. But it's normalized pretty quickly, which I'm happy about, because I don't think that we should be living in that forever. So school's gone on pretty normally, and they generally, a couple of things I've noticed is, I mean, they have increased the number of school resource officers. They've increased the number of counselors. I know for this lockdown drill that we did this past semester, actually for all drills, the principal comes on the announcement and announces it's going to be a drill beforehand. For the first couple months of fire drills, we didn't actually have the alarm go off, but for the lockdown drill for this first semester, she generally just came on and reiterated like 10-15 times that, hey guys, this is a drill, we're perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Remember, she said, you guys have done this before. So I thought that was funny. But
you've done this. It's just like,
but yeah,
bold attempt at humor.
The announcement saying you guys can get up. I know they came in with like a school resource officer to each classroom and told us you guys can get up. And for the rest of the day, they had brought therapy dogs. So if you wanted to, you could take a 10-minute break from whatever class you were in and just go hang out in the commons with the dogs.
Did you take a break in the class? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, got to take advantage of that shit. Yeah. No, I got to go see the dogs. 10 years later, hey boss, I need a smoke break, Logan. No, puppy break. Yeah. So it was May of last year.
Yeah, May of last year.
And what year are you?
Currently, I'm a junior, and this happened sophomore year.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like it would almost be best for that to happen right before summer. Like,
yeah, if any time.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, if any time, like it, of course, it's never fucking good to happen, but like, but like, you can have that huge break without it being like disrupting school. Maybe it just feels more natural to have that break. How do you? So I went to the University of Georgia. I graduated in 2013. 35,000 students there. A lot of hot girls. If you don't know what college you want to go to, good choice. And but towards the end of my time there, granted, I'm a naturally anxious person, but I would stop going towards like the center of this, like where the stadium is, because it's like it's sort of one hub. You got like the business campus over here, the science campus where all the smart kids were, and then you have the stadium and like all the buses. It's kind of like one spot where they all meet. I mean, you could literally look up Georgia Bulldog Stadium. It's like one kind of bridge area where everyone is, and when classes change, there's literally thousands of people there. Towards the end of my time there, I started avoiding that area. I would study more on the outskirts of campus because I just remember thinking the chances of it happening are astronomically low. But, kind of what you said earlier, it never happened to me. But I remember thinking, but if it does happen to me, it's going to be right here at this time of the day. There was never even a scare or a threat, and I started to get anxiety about it and not want to go down there. How do you deal with that, where it did happen and you went back to that area and deal with that every day? It's not just like you're going there and like it's part of your daily commute. Like you're going there to do like mentally taxing school. Stupid people like me, school's mentally taxing, but so you're going there to like, you gotta it's not just you're going there to perform. How was that? How is that?
It was a little odd for the first week. I don't know if my brain has somehow performed a trick on itself, but for some reason, the place I feel safest is either at home or at school. I don't know why that is. As for like large stadiums, concerts, just general open areas, I do get nervous there. I do generally try to avoid it. Luckily, I'm never have been really that into sports to begin with, and I haven't really gone to many professional sports events.
Me too. Me too.
So I don't think stadiums.
Yeah, I never went anyway. Yeah.
But general large spaces with large populations do make me nervous. Cities, especially. I remember this past fall break, we were in New Orleans, and just walking down the street made me like uncomfortable and nervous because there are a ton of people around here.
Yeah.
I don't know the people. Yeah, and just not like knowing people is almost scary. I know. I think I've gotten over this, but these past like 3 or 4 months, if I was in the bathroom and someone walked in, I would get nervous because I can't see them.
Yeah.
And I can't see who they are and if they're carrying anything, and I just got a little on edge. That doesn't really happen to me anymore. But yeah, just general areas with a lot of people make me nervous.
Yeah.
Granted, I would say it's not severe or as severe as some other kids do. I don't like get visibly distressed. I just kind of make like a mental note to myself where like the exits are and who's around me, and just little things like that for daily life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how has security increased? You said they brought in more school resource officers.
Yeah, they have brought in more school resource officers.
Yeah.
I think just the fact that this happened in the first place is going to increase everybody's awareness.
Yeah. Yeah.
On this. So yeah, just the student body is extra security, extra police, school resource officers. I think they've been doing a few more like routine just checks on everyone's mental health.
Yeah.
Though I don't think they've visibly, or at least nothing that I've noticed aside from what I've mentioned. I haven't noticed any like very distinct additions, like no metal detectors. But I just lost my train of thought.
No, security is like maybe they're beefing stuff up behind the scenes.
Yeah,
maybe more surveillance.
Because I mean, like if you just shove too much in their face, it just feels more like a compound.
Yeah. It's Jesus, man. It's now. What is your experience like now, before versus after the shooting at your school? What is it like now when there's a shooting and you see it on the news? Not even necessarily a school shooting, but let's go with that. You see a school shooting.
Yeah.
Before, we could say your before is what my reality still is. I see it. It's something that never happened to me. Yeah. Terrifying, horrible, tragic. But it's happened to you now. Does it make you more anxious? Like, shit, like it's still out there? Do you just kind of, not at all? You just look at it, you're like, yeah, no, I've been there. It sucks. How does it, I can't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one, or at least the first one that I specifically caught wind of after mine was the one at Saugus High School in LA. Am I pronouncing it? I don't know.
We'll do it.
Yeah, but no, I remember I was TAing for our music teacher when that happened. I was checking the news. It did bring my experience back a little bit, and I did start to relive that.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this is wow, I can't believe I'm about to say this. This is something I've grown up with. This is something I'm used to seeing on the news.
Oh, you just mean in general, like your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like there was a part of me like, here we go again.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know what to think. Because I remember I just kept checking to make sure that or I just kept checking the news to get updates on the Saugus High School shooting, and it was just sad. It was like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously it is, but it just felt a little extra sad this time, because like beforehand when I would see these go on, I'm like,
Tragic
here we go
day.
again.
Yeah, tragic. Yeah. I mean, sorry, keep going.
Sorry. So yeah, here we go again. But after this one, everyone just feels personal.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember Columbine happening. Like, it's so young that it's so young. I'm older than you. I was born in 1990. Like, it's one of those like memories where it's like you just kind of remember. Like, I remember I was on like a lawn somewhere playing with my little brother, and we were like out of school for that reason. And yeah, I think the Virginia Tech shooting happened. I think I was in high school. It might have been college, but for me, it kind of seemed it was like a newer thing. Maybe I'm remembering like a golden era that didn't exist or that I wasn't alive for, where it didn't happen. But that's weird how you said it. It's a thing I grew up with. Because I'm an idiot. My first thing was thinking was like, where'd you grow up? Did you grow up in like Syria or something? But now I just realized like, oh, you mean your general.
I was born in 2003, so Columbine was 4 years earlier.
You were born
so
in
right
2003. Good God.
Right as this entire thing took off.
Good God, man. 2003. I am old.
Yeah. Honestly, looking back, I remember when we were doing orientation for STEM, because I was going there for 6th grade. I think the Arapahoe shooting happened, which is also a school in this area. I think it's like 6 or 7 miles away from here, though. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But I remember I just started thinking of that during orientation, and I like got legitimately scared because at least at that time, since these things were appearing on the news more often, because I would hear about it when we were like driving in the car and listening to the news. I remember like in my head that it got to me that these were more common than they actually were, and started to remember I cried when I got home just because of the thought. And then that had just come back to me a couple months ago. Like, well, I mean, it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think just like that sixth grade, having to be scared that something like this is going to happen.
It's fucked up. It's.
Well,
not a little. I think it's very fucked up.
Yeah.
You don't need to rein it in. It's fuck, man. It's that's. So, for how have you? How come you agreed to do this? I saw your AMA, and I remember you said like, talking about it helps. And I fucking hate to bring this up because I don't want to make this sound about me, and it fucking sounds like it. I lost my older brother to suicide in 2014, and I don't at all want to put this on me because I don't want this to be about you. But I can't help but draw comparisons, like when you said everyone was a little more sad about that shooting in LA. Everyone from your school. I remember like the next time I heard about like a suicide, it was just, it was like the same tragedy, but it just sat on my mind for like weeks. It was like a friend of a friend, everyone was like, not to have some superior, like, oh, it hurt me more. No, not at all. But it's less of this like, oh, it happened. And you're just like,
yeah.
Shit, man, like his brother's just got a phone call. What are his mom and dad doing right now? And then a year goes by and you're thinking, that family, okay, now it's been a year. Okay, I remember the 1 year anniversary. Now they're going through this one. Like, but shit, so that's what you feel is, you see this and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, because you know the shit show that everyone's about to go through.
Yeah, you look at it and you're almost just like, you poor little, like you see, like when you said, it's not bothering you as much as some as your. So I have two siblings and two parents, and I basically put my head in the sand after my brother died. And like a year later, it all fucking hit me, and just fucking like a roller coaster of just bullshit. I got so fat, and like, but listening to you say like, it hasn't affected you as much. The first thing I thought was like, has it, and you're not addressing it, or not that I'm some fucking psychologist. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's, yeah, you look at it and you're like, there's this whole shit show that's coming that like the news doesn't report on.
Yeah, because when you see it on the news, it's going to remain there for about a day or two, and then it's going to go away.
And then the next thing happens in the news.
And then, I almost feel like before that, because it's no longer on the news, you must think, oh, that's over.
It's over.
But it's not over.
It's not over.
Yeah, and it feels just a lot more personal.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you think this is something that, for me, I started trying to like help people with mental health because it made me feel better. I was like, maybe I'm preventing something. What you also said earlier, laughing about it. I made so many fucked up jokes in like the years subsequent, and everyone would kind of be like, ha 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 ha. I'd be like, no, guys, trust me, it helps with the therapy. Like, you got to make jokes. Do you think that there is anything you want to do? Like, I don't know what it would be. Would it be activism? Would it be? I have no idea. Would it be going into the metal detector business? Would it be? Is there anything that like you want to do, or is it? Do you want to maybe like lend an ear to, if there's a way you could contact people that had just gone through a shooting, say, hey, I did this. It was 10 years ago. I know now I'm a millionaire and everyone knows my name because I'm fucking Logan and I'm a boss. But like, is there anything like that you want to do?
Yes. I definitely would like the opportunity to talk to someone else who has also gone through this at a different school.
Yeah.
I think also part of the problem with this is because if you want to do something about it, you can't not address politics.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, dude, the thing is you can though.
Yeah.
And no one can really fucking say shit to you. So
yeah.
I'm someone that's more on the right. I'm more pro-gun. And I like talking to you because I have to eat my fucking words. I can't say shit to you. And I'm not trying to be funny or like I'm talking to you and now it's real. Just like you said, now it happened at my school, now it's real. Well, now it's more real to me because now I'm talking to you. I have your phone number. We fucking crack jokes. You're a real dude. You're sitting here laughing, and you got your awesome cat back there. Like you're in your room, like
Oh, my cat left.
Oh no. Oh well, that's what the podcast was about. So let's wrap it up. It was never about you, Logan.
Keep her there for that long.
It was never about you, Logan. But it's more real to me just talking to you. There's a face, but it's not just a thing on the news or a post on Reddit. Here you are. You're talking to me. It's much more real to me. And so yeah, like someone like you yes, you're right. It absolutely you can't touch it without it becoming political. But you can do that and no one can fucking say shit to you. Because and myself included, I have to fucking eat a big fucking slice of humble pie. I gotta eat a dick. I gotta shut up. Because you've been through it. So what would you like to do about it, or what do you want to say about it, or just thoughts on it, or would it just be like you'd like to make yourself available to other people that have gone through it? Is that something you would like to do?
So yeah, probably the biggest thing I would want to do is try to help other people who are going through a more recent event like this. Personally, in terms of guns, I am a little more left leaning. And
with good reason, dude. Yeah. With good reason.
But for me, yeah, this feels a little pessimistic to say, but after Parkland,
yeah,
and after nothing came of that,
yeah, it's
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like right now that the best thing I can do is help other people who have gone through this.
Yeah. It's almost like that meme, like, what has America done? It's like, oh, well, we did our thoughts and prayers. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, great.
I'm getting a little sick of that.
Yeah, I know. So, hey, man, good vibes. Thinking of you, Logan. Fuck off. Shut the fuck off. Like, you don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
So, now is there... And I don't mean this to be, like, inappropriate at all so much as I am trying to, like, lighten it. How do, like, jokes and stuff affect you? Like, it's been 6 years, and now I laugh at, like... I laugh again at, like, me in real life memes, you know? Suicidal millennial. I laugh at it now. I'm like, I get it. Because no one's making those to hurt anyone else. When at first I was like, how dare they put that? No one knows. But now I'm just like, I get it. How do some real hard hitting journalism here? How do things like like dank memes or something, like, when the quiet kid starts reaching for his backpack, it's like, yeet, like, I'm gonna get out of here. like how do you look at that and you're like, shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about? Or is there part of you that's still just like, I don't know, like, what is it? I don't want to go anywhere that I shouldn't go.
I've generally considered myself a pretty comedic person.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that nothing is sacred and everything should be left on the table for comedy.
Yeah.
So personally, I do still laugh at that stuff.
I like that.
No one is.
If you can laugh at a different joke, then you have to laugh at the ones about you.
Yeah, because no one is making this to actually hurt anybody. No one is doing this with the intent of bringing memories back to you. Everyone's doing it to laugh, and if you can't laugh, then it's going to be a whole lot worse for you.
Yeah. And if they are doing it to hurt you, fuck that person. They're a piece of shit, dude. Fucking, They probably got. I'm not gonna say that, but it's so. Shit, man. It's, for me, it's also easier because it's like, I'm out of school. Like, I'm never going back. It's, you're a junior. You still got the rest of this semester and then your senior year and college.
In college, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's, it's still, like, you're not in, like, the clear. I mean, no one's, I guess, ever in the clear, as long as shooting can happen anywhere. But in terms of school shootings, which seem to fucking happen regularly, it's like you're still on the playing board. Like, your pieces are still on the board.
Yeah.
What does college not seem like as exciting? It's less of like, get out of mom and dad's, like, fucking beer, fucking chicks, parties. For you, is it, because, like, that never once was on my mind, like, going to college. Like I told you, I didn't start thinking about it until my last semester. But I had 4 years of, like, fuck yeah, college.
Yeah, before that.
Yeah.
I'm at least not of the mindset that I think that there's a good possibility it'll happen again. And I've generally been able to stop that from determining whether or not I want to pursue college or I don't know. I guess I've just tried not to think about it.
Yeah.
Tried not to think about the possibility of it happening again.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I don't have not much for that answer. But
dude, don't fucking apologize, dude. It's I mean, what the fuck else can you do but try to? Do you watch Rick and Morty?
My sister did show me that.
Do you like Rick and Morty? Yeah. It's.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was funny. Yeah.
I fucking love Rick and Morty.
I haven't watched all of it.
Dude, you fucking need it, dude. I remember I used to see memes about it. I'd be like, that shit looks so fucking retarded. I love that show. You need to watch. When I finally watched it all, I was like,
it feels like the definition of a guilty pleasure show.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's something you watch and you're just like, I can't believe I'm laughing at this, but you're like, it's so. I'm like, like, I was talking to this girl last fall because believe it or not, a loser like me is single. I was talking to her and I started like a meme about like Rick Sanchez, and she's like, I don't watch that show with the creepy old blue man, and I was like, okay, whatever. And she was like, I think that shit's retarded, and I sure hope you don't laugh at it. And I was like, hey, well, let's go our different ways. Like this ends now. Because it's but in it, so Rick always talks about like, you know, like Morty's like, but Rick, what about the reality where Hitler cures cancer? And he's like, there's only one thing to do. Like, just don't think about it. Just don't think about it. And it kind of seems like there's some truth in that. Like some things you can't really break down into like a rational an outcome and well, this is why we're gonna feel this and this is why we're gonna think that. It's one of the things I think about. You know, I have, you know, depressed friend or something. For the first couple of years, it was like, how do I help him? Now I'm just kind of like, you know, lend a helping hand, but I'm just not gonna think about it. I got my life. It kind of seems like that's all you can do. Like, what are you gonna do? Dwell on it? Be like, hey, I can't live my life. But
I remember back in 2018, one of my sister's friends committed suicide as well, and she went up to talk at the funeral, and one of the first things she said was, everyone's always going to have a million what if scenarios in their head, but if everyone were to complete a million of those, there would still be a million more that nobody could ever answer. Which if you dwell on it, it's gonna make it worse. There's always gonna be something that you could have done, or that you can try to rationalize, but you're never gonna be able to figure it out.
Man, it's a fucking. No, so like I have to ask, like, all right, so my oldest brother, he shot himself in the head, and for me after that, like I would avoid, like, I couldn't rewatch like Saving Private Ryan, just like the gore. I couldn't, like some video games would bother me, and over time I started purposely exposing myself to it, and it hurt at first, and it got easier and easier, and now it's fine. It's
I also went through many things. I remember I went and saw Godzilla King of Monsters and a couple of the granted, for all the PG-13 action that it was, a couple of the screams did get to me at first.
The screams?
Yeah, like when people were dying.
Yeah.
And sorry, just the more and more I've watched it has gotten a little better. That was just an addition to your point. But keep going. So.
Oh no, dude, this is about you. Don't let me keep going, dude. I'm a fucking loser. I'll sit here and talk to him. I'll talk to a mirror of me all day. I'll be like, you're a good looking cat, dude. You ever thought about doing a podcast? Yeah, dude. I'd text myself if I could, man. I'm Yeah.
Email.
Yeah.
Email works for that.
Do you have experience? So you walk into that one.
I will not confirm nor deny.
I will not confirm nor deny.
Allegations.
This podcast is over. You'll be hearing from my lawyers, Tommy.
They're on to me.
Your security moves you out. No pictures, please. No pictures. Logan's not taking any more questions. Thank you. Yeah. So like, what about video games? Do you? I see your headphones. I'm guessing you game. It's
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a gamer headset.
Yeah, hell yeah. So like, I was just, again, I feel like a fucking like boomer, but I wanted to be like, you clearly you survived the school shooting, and like it was video games. Video games did it, but here you are, like clearly playing. I sold my Xbox because I fucking played too much, but I fucking love Grand Theft Auto. There's nothing more I love than that. It's just going nuts.
Video games cause violence. I personally find that claim to be dumb,
retarded.
So surprisingly, video games have, like I said, a couple of the screams.
Yeah.
In Godzilla did get to me. Video games have not, and I think because that those screams felt a whole lot more real.
Yeah.
I've got a wall of Nerf guns here.
Fuck yeah. Dude, go back to that.
I've been collecting this stuff for like 12 years or something.
Logan, I had a fucking Lego city with skyscrapers that were taller than me until I was 17. Fuck the haters, dude. Dude, pan back to it. Yeah. Pan back to it.
Oh man.
Dude, that's sick.
I've got another basket.
What the fuck is what's the big one down there? What's that huge? No, in the middle.
Just center?
Just it's like at the height of like your ribs. The huge thing that looks like an electrical generator, but it's orange.
This?
Yeah.
That's ammo.
Okay, it looked like a minigun, like magazine.
No. Those aren't magazines.
Yeah. Show them. Show them. Introduce them from the bottom up.
Oh man, here we go.
Dude, fuck everyone. This is my podcast. We can do whatever the fuck I want.
This. I never use that bottom one. It's strictly because it's big.
Okay.
And I needed something to fill the space.
Okay.
Generally the ones I have like another more in the closet that I don't use. So this one, I have modified this one.
You've modified? How do you modify it?
Yes.
I didn't know you could. You're opening up a whole new universe to me.
Oh man. It's for people who are too big for Nerf guns but too small for airsoft. But yeah, you can throw in a few stronger batteries and take out a couple like the heat. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's not strongly modified, but
yeah.
Yeah.
What's top right?
Top right, the Doom.
Yeah.
This is a rival gun. These ones are generally meant for an older audience. I think but granted, for Nerf guns, that's like 13. But I mostly modified this one so I could compete against these.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. These ones are just meant to shoot a whole lot harder. But yeah, to the point, I generally don't feel affected.
Hey, your audio cut out. Logan. I can't hear you. Damn it, Logan. There you go. You went you went blank on me. Come on, Logan, get your shit here.
Oh,
first you don't remember the date, then your cat leaves.
Oh,
You're on strike 3, Buster. I'm going to give you an extra strike, okay? Your lucky day. So
no, I don't know where I cut off. I'll just start again. Generally, I have not been
affected
by fake violence because it doesn't. I mean, it's fake. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still play FPS. I still run around and shoot my friends with those Nerf guns.
Well, but they fucking deserve
it. You stole $5 from me. Meet me in the alleyway.
Tell your friends what happened. Let them know who did it. Don't fuck with me. But yeah, shit, man. I remember I was in I was in 6th grade. Yeah, so I was 12. My little brother was 11. I remember my parents got us strict Catholic parents, but I remember they got us like airsoft pistols. And they were like
yeah.
stocking stuffers. So like of all the other presents we got, no, these were the ones we liked because I remember we had this big unfinished basement. Dude, we were down there. I think we got like a new PlayStation. Don't fuck that. We were down there fucking shooting each other and blasting each other because it hurt so bad. The game was so real. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like. It wasn't like.
But
yeah.
But yeah, did you ever still feel like you were legitimately like trying to harm your brother?
Okay, we're brothers, so there's a little
like my point is in like a serious manner.
Yes. No, there's never any like there's no psychopath, no maliciousness. Because it was fake. It was a game.
Yeah. That's generally how I've viewed them.
Yeah.
Because it never feels real.
Yeah. Yeah. It's now. How do you feel about people on either sides of the aisle, Senator Logan, about taking either side of the gun argument, school shooting argument? What on again, left or right, but who simply don't have experience in it? Is there part of you that's just like, shut the fuck up, like fuck off?
There's a little part of me that wants to do that, though. Granted, I tend to notice none of the arguments are about whether or not this thing is terrible or not, because I'm just a little disappointed that we haven't been able to come up with something to stop it.
Happens nowhere else.
Yeah, no other country has this problem. But so yeah, that gets me a little annoyed. Though I generally tend to notice that like if people who were right leaning at my school are still right leaning because their argument is not that the left's answer would work. It's just not worth it. Their argument is they don't think that's gonna do anything to prevent it.
I think it's like a yeah. And I'm not trying to insert my own opinion because I can't fucking talk. It's not my. This is my arena. This is your arena.
You can go ahead if you want.
No, I don't. Okay. Logan, I talk to myself all day, man. All right, I hear enough of myself. Trust me, I'm fucking crazy. No. So, what do you think? What is the? Because we can't keep doing the hearts and prayers, or what a tragedy. It's like after the first one, that was an okay response, but it's been 20 fucking years.
And it's got nothing. Yeah,
it's still happening. Like. Did you? I did look. So, someone was killed, correct?
Yeah, one kid was killed, and I think 8 were injured.
And it wasn't the shooter. He didn't.
Both of them were alive. They were both arrested.
There were 2.
There were 2. This was the first one that there were 2 shooters since Columbine. So
and I hope you don't take that as like, what the fuck, Tommy? You don't like. Here's this huge event in my life, and you don't even know it. Like I said, I like to come into it purposely, blind. Jesus Christ, there were 2.
Yeah.
And
which.
What?
It feels weird saying this, but thank God that 2 shooters were only able to injure still in the single digits for casualties there, but
no, those are 2 worthless fucks.
Yeah.
They're worthless fucks morally, and they're worthless. They can't even do anything, man. Fuck those kids. It's have you read the book Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck?
I have not.
You should, man. I think
I have heard of that before.
Well, hey, you've got a more well-developed sense of humor than most people I know my age. You're letting stuff straight. I think you would like it. But there's one line in that book. It's not like fuck that. It's like a notable quote, but he's talking about. He's like, when you give too many fucks, you end up giving a fuck about everyone and everything, and you don't give a fuck about anything important. And he's like, you know that little kid at summer camp that cries because his balloon's the wrong color? Yeah, fuck that kid. It just his of all the drops of wisdom he has in that book, that one line sticks out to me. Freak out about it. So I just thought, hey, fuck that kid. That line is not applicable at all to what I just said, but hey, fuck those kids. But I don't know. Actually, maybe we can segue into that. He talks about, he's like, that old woman. He's like, in that old lady that just, nothing bothers her. And it's like, because she's 70 years old. She hasn't been laid in 20 years. Her kids don't talk to her anymore. She doesn't have a lot of fucks to give. There are a few things she does give a fuck about. So if you try to tell her coupons are expired, you're gonna get it from her, because she's got strategically to use. She has to strategically use her fucks. I wonder if there's is that applicable to you? What I know for me, not even like mental health or suicide related. There are just things that don't bother me that I know bother other people, because I got fucking hit with that shit with my brother, and I have to be careful about what fucks I give, because it's like I used most of them, and it's very liberating. I feel like you may, and it's it's either you enjoy that or you're burdened by it, but yeah, there's like a limited number of fucks you can give, because it's like, what else does life have to throw at me?
Yeah.
It's
I haven't really paid too much attention to what happened with the shooters, because I don't care.
Don't give them any time in your head. Fuck them.
Yeah, I think the most it's gone up to for me was when they were affecting other people and they were still running around with guns.
Yeah.
And then after that, it just kind of clicked out for me, because that's not important.
Don't give it energy. Don't feed it.
Yeah, because if you feed it, then it's just gonna keep happening.
Yeah. It's like those shitty Facebook memes where it's like there's two wolves inside of you. One that's like about love and happiness, and the other that's about regret. And only one of them will grow. It's like, well, which one will grow? And it's like, whichever one you feed. And there's a better meme. It's like, there are two wolves inside of you. Like, you need to go to the doctor. Sir, we're calling an ambulance. There are two wolves inside of you. This x-ray is not normal. Memes, dude.
Jesus.
Memes, the great equalizer. The great opiate of the masses. But
the yin to the yang of the internet.
Yes, yes, it is so beautiful. But yeah, it's and so like I have to ask from like just my own curiosity. Hey, none of this is live, okay? Anything you want taken out, it can be taken out. So, but I am curious. Did you know the shooters, and did you know the kid who lost his life? It's okay if you don't want to talk.
For the two shooters, no, I did not know them. And I barely knew the kid who lost his life, and I think that might be part of the reason I've been able to make a quicker recovery, because instead of dealing with one, a shooting was happening, two, my friends just shot a kid, and three, a kid that got shot was my friend. Yeah. I've only had to deal with a shooting just happened at my school.
Yeah.
I did know two of the kids who were on the injured list, though neither of them were hurt badly, and they were both released within an hour of making it to the hospital. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm personally lucky, because I feel like I'm in the half of the school that has had it better than the other half.
Yeah.
Because I do remember when we were going back to get our stuff, I had seen a kid who was he was on crutches because he had been shot.
Jesus.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the same kid, because I remember I was reading. Actually, while we were still in the room, I was also This is kind of a side note, but
No, dude.
when we were still in the room, I remember I was reading that one. Well, actually, they originally thought there were 3 shooters. I think there was confusion with the
There always is
resource officer. Yeah. But I remember it already said that one kid was shot, which was to me how they got it. And turns out what happened is the kid was shot, and then his friend dragged him out and went to one of the houses across the street to try to get help. So yeah, yeah, that just really hit me. But I know that was a side-related comment because I'm not sure if that was the same kid or not. But
no, dude, it's fine. Like I said, man, if there's any of this you don't want to talk about or any of this you want me to edit out, you tell me.
All right.
And also don't, as you can tell, I can fucking talk forever. And I often have to, I often seek yes, kind of like nodding, and I'll be like, hey, you can call at any time. So I don't want you to feel like you got to talk to me forever. If at any point you just, I'm finished talking, let me know.
All right.
Are you good to keep talking?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Okay.
Like I said, it personally helps me to.
Yeah. Okay.
To talk about it. So.
Is there anything without me just kind of poking buttons and trying to see what comes out? Is there anything specifically that so like one thing you just said that, like, for instance, I never thought about was, you said like you didn't know them and you didn't know the kid who was killed, and so it's easier. And my first thought was like, yeah, so it's easier because you're more detached and it's farther. It's farther. It's there, but it's not there. But then you said, I didn't even think about it. Well, what would make it worse is if you had to deal with the psychological tornado of some friends I had killed another friend I had. Yeah, like, so you said that, and I never would have thought that in a million years, and I now think differently. I will now think differently about every shooting. So the point of me saying this is, so what else weighs more on your mind that I probably don't know, and I probably won't guess with a question? What else is there? Or fuck it. Is there anything else you want to talk about? That there's an easier way of saying it. That's my ability to get away. That's how I write long papers. Is saying bullshit that goes longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Rambling.
Yeah. Like writing complete sentences to get that 1,000-word mark. But yeah.
Splitting up is not.
Yeah, this is not. I would like to answer this question in a way that is, it's like, dude, and then if you're, yeah, I was gonna say, no, fuck it, I'm getting sidetracked. So, what else do you want to talk about? What other, what else weighs on your mind?
Yeah. Actually, I remember my parents had a couple of. They actually told me what was going through their head at the time. I remember for my dad, he was driving home.
Yeah.
When this whole thing happened, and when he realized something was off, it was because like 10, 12 police cruisers shot past him. And he was apparently pretty close to the school, so it just kind of made him nervous. It was kind of like that same thing where you don't. It's probably not anything bad, but maybe.
Yeah.
I remember he came. Oh man, ready for this? About 5 seconds before the lockdown was called, my phone died.
Oh Jesus!
Impeccable time.
Jesus.
It almost felt like a cue.
Yeah.
But
why do I hear boss music? Yeah, that thing. I'm sorry if that was inappropriate. I apologize.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. I'm a fucking idiot. That was not.
Yeah.
I was trying to make light of it. I apologize, Logan.
It's fine. Make jokes about it.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Holding up a sign. Make jokes now, Tommy.
Comedy.
Comedy now. Are we laughing? Logan, chill out. No, we're having a good time. People are gonna be watching this and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with both those?"
They're like someone's skipping through the video and it's like,
get to the end. What was this podcast about?
What?
Oh my god in heaven. Yeah. So your phone died, right?
Yeah, my phone died. So I remember I had to. Granted, I really didn't bother texting anyone at the beginning because I didn't think it was real. Because I remember or a year earlier or something, we had a lockdown that was supposedly real.
Yeah.
But it was just someone coming in trying to sell makeup to students, and they didn't know who she was, so we went on lockdown.
That happened when I was in 6th grade. We had a lockdown, like all the doors were shut, and I was like, apparently some dude was like, "Hey, y'all got change for the bus?" some dude, and we were like, "Okay," and she was like, "No, we're good." Everyone gets up, we're like, "We're good. We're good."
But yeah, so once again, I couldn't remember if we had already had our lockdown drill for the semester or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, like I said, I did hear a couple of faint shots beforehand, but I didn't know if those were shots or not.
Yeah.
I will say though, because there were a couple of things where a couple of other students were saying that I thought we had our lockdown drill for this year, and because it seemed a little weird because the lockdown actually started middle school lockdown. I never heard that announcement before, but it just said middle school lockdown, which is weird. And a couple of people were leaving, and our teacher was like, "Just come back in and let's go on to lockdown because I don't know if this is real or not."
Yeah.
Casually, because no one thought it was.
Yeah.
And then it just they just cut out the middle school and then normal lockdown. But yeah, there were just a couple of things that felt weird, and I do remember when I heard those like soft booms, I do remember like the blood rushed from my face because I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is actually real or not, but if it is real, I think someone might have just died. It's like, okay, yeah, and then later, then we actually no, I remember like the specific lines that were said when I figured it out because someone was checking the news and they were like, yeah, Rock Canyon's also on lockdown. They were actually on lockout, but they said lockdown. So I was like, wait, so is the thing over there? And they're like, no, it's here. Cops are surrounding the building. Like, oh, that's why. Because earlier I had heard a single police siren.
Yeah.
Just one police siren. And apparently I learned later they turned that off as to not alert the shooter that, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they were there within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like...
Golf club. Hey.
Hot damn.
Hey cops. We see you. We see you. Shout out to the police department.
Yeah.
Holla.
I remember like about a minute after I learned, like a minute or two after I learned this was real, then the police were outside our door. But yeah. So yeah, my phone died, and then I borrowed my phone, my friend's phone. I started texting my mom. My mom works right across the street from my school. I remember she was in a conference and they said that the building had to go on lockout because there was a situation over across the street. And when they found out that I was a student at said location, they ended the meeting since my mom would probably not be able to focus or want to focus.
Yeah, good luck keeping their mom in that meeting, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be like keeping that'd be like keeping a tiger in a wet bag.
Yeah,
like, good luck, dude.
It's not gonna happen.
Your funeral, bro.
But yeah, I remember that I started panicking because I texted my mom to tell as many people as she could that I was okay.
While you were
panicking,
while you were still, when did your phone come back on? When was this? Were you texting your mom?
I finally was able to plug my phone in when I got home.
Okay, and you're texting your mom to tell everyone to.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was using my friend's phone to text my mom. Just tell us.
Okay.
Okay. But I started panicking because I'm thinking, there are going to be some people that she doesn't that she doesn't get to, who are currently frantically texting me, asking me if I'm okay, and I'm not responding.
Yeah.
So yeah, first priority when I got home was to plug my phone and then go respond to everyone, because I have a friend who went to the school who just moved to Texas.
And he is probably texting you.
Yeah, that was the first thing I saw when they came on. It was just text. It was like, dude. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was across the street, and I remember I told you we were first placed outside, like just us high schoolers in that section of the building. We were placed outside, like I think we were in front of a hotel, and then we were moved with more members of the school. But wherever we were moved was right next to the fence that blocked off my mom's work. So she was basically just like spending the entire time watching us down there, apparently. And then we get on the buses. Jeez, I remember I was one of the last 3 kids to eventually get out of the rec center in the tennis courts. Jeez. Actually, what they had a little bit of trouble coming up with a system.
Yeah.
To get kids out, because originally it was just first come, first serve. Who's your kid's name? Great, he's over there.
Yeah.
Get him. And then they started doing pull out by grades, youngest to oldest. And then when it got down to just the high schoolers, then they all just kind of sat us in like little different sections, and then just had parents come in again. So yeah, I remember. So when it was down to just 5 of us, we all just kind of went and lined up at the entrance to the rec center and just waited for the rest of the parents to come in. So yeah, my dad was the one who ended up. My dad came to pick me up. That was a nice hug.
I was about to ask. I bet that was a big old bear hug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that's the yeah.
I think that was one of the first times I had actually ever seen my dad like straight up tearing completely. And yeah, it also felt weird because when, like I said, like the first week, it didn't actually feel like it happened.
Yeah.
Because there was still that part of me that was like, no.
What does that?
No, it did.
You know, it's like when you text your crush and she texts you back and says, "I've liked you too," and then you wake up and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like fuck. Yeah, there's a sort of like a surrealness to it, like
yeah,
like it happened.
So I remember, man, if you want any part of me that just handled it so poorly, go to the first week after it happened, because
why?
Hyped on adrenaline, ton of energy.
Yeah.
Like spouting off. Okay, what happened? Okay.
Oh,
wait. So that happened? No, hold up.
Yeah, just.
It's like, okay, later we can.
Yeah, you.
Come up with what happened later, and yeah, we were going over stories, and I remember right when I got home, I wrote like a 3-page thing of what happened, and I was reading it the other day. I'm like, we had some crazy ideas about what happened there.
Yeah. Yeah. You wrote down what you thought happened, or you just writing down?
Yeah, because I remember when we were in the fields. I mean, we were all talking.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
About it? Yeah, like, and same with on the bus rides there, and because I remember I had a friend who was across the room from where the actual shooting happened, because it was. I mean, granted, something has to happen for a lockdown to be called. Yeah. And what happened was one of the students walked into his language arts room. And that's where the one kid died, and the kid who died was part of 3 that were trying to jump the shooter. So
he was trying to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. And then of the 3, he died.
What was his name?
Kendrick.
Kendrick
Castillo.
Hey, that's badass, man.
Yeah. So he did die. One of the 3 was shot, and then the last one was able to actually throw him down.
Yeah.
Take the gun from him. But yeah, like other I remember because like one of the ideas that was floating around was that this dude was specifically looking for someone, and that but no, it was because there was a second shooter, and those were actually the other students in the room who were trying to make sure that like the other one wasn't nearby. Apparently this is something I heard later on, so I'm willing to trust this more than the stuff I was hearing on the day of it. Well, don't quote me on this because this could be entirely wrong, but the other one was also trying to walk into their language arts room, which was actually with my language arts teacher at the time and my current language arts teacher. But they had closed the door in between them leaving and coming back, and her door automatically locks.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Was he, or were they? Now, was that classroom the closest to the entrance, and they came in and just there's the first full class, or were they? Could you even wildly speculate that there was some motive? Did they go to a classroom with some people? Is that even a possibility, or was it really just random hatred?
No, both of them were in their language arts class, and the one that the first student actually walked into was the class he was in at the time. It was AP, or no, it wasn't AP. I thought it was British literature.
What time?
It was a senior class. It was in the middle school building. Our high school building's pretty small, so there are certain like classes, like I think language arts is generally for high school and middle school carried out in the middle school building because it's much larger. So yeah, that was a room full of seniors. As for the other one, I don't know. One of the I don't know. Mostly what I heard is she was the original. Her original idea was his original idea was to go into that room and do the same thing as the first student, but never actually got the chance to do so. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Where was I? I forgot.
We were just kind of talking about the details. What time of day was it? This wasn't. So Columbine, if I remember correctly, they showed up kind of ready to go. Did these kids, were they in class for a while and then they went in?
I mean, they were. This was towards the end of the day. I know that one of the weapons was brought in through a guitar case.
Jesus.
Which felt weird because I was in the music room earlier that day.
Whoa.
It's like looking back on that, it's like,
damn.
Huh.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, this was towards the end of the day. I was in history. I had a pretty great history teacher.
Shout out history teacher.
He also figured out. Yeah, shout out. He was really fun. A lot of work, but he had this thing with like challenges where if you like wanted an extension or something, you could challenge him. It would put you up to a puzzle game, and if you lost, you didn't. Or if you won, you got like the extension or something else that you were asking for. But if you lost, you didn't get whatever you were asking for, and you had to do a punishment of his choice. I know one was like crab walk, like the entire class. I know another one was whenever you see me in the halls anywhere here, you have to do 10 push-ups.
I like that. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, he was fun. He had a lot of cool lesson ideas. I remember we like played a whole class Civ 5 game.
Yeah, I had a professor.
Man, I have never seen my classmates turn on each other so quickly.
Oh, dude, it's a microcosm of humanity.
At the end, no, but here's the thing: it was all fun and games until he said, "Okay, we're doing 2 games of this." There were 5 groups, and you stayed in the same teams for both games. So yeah, and anything you did wrong in the first one or screwed with someone else, they're gonna come back in the second game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember he said, "Okay, now anyone who doesn't win, 3 or 4 groups, depending if the same group wins twice, has to do an essay at the end."
Now it becomes fucking
Yeah, now it's
geopolitical.
real.
Now we see.
But I remember I won because I was Russia and we conspired with China.
I was about to say. You want to be Russian at that point. You want to go straight KGB, real politic. We're no friends.
I just did a school play and I was a Russian. I was a constable.
Do your accent. Yours is better than mine.
Go to Gulag. Greetings.
Go to Gulag.
And I just want you to know that we are going to have a little demonstration here. Oh no, that was one of my lines. It was like, there's something I should tell you as a friend. You see your daughters that sometimes do in this district to have a little unofficial demonstration. No one else did an accent. I was the only one who did.
You sound like fucking Nico Bellic. You ever play Grand Theft Auto 4? That's what you sound like. Nico! You're like, Roman!
Let's put it on the roof and then it's public domain.
Yeah.
Spoiler free. Okay, great.
What happens next? What happens next?
If you don't want spoilers,
unsubscribe. Don't subscribe. We're covering fucking Romeo and Juliet next.
I remember after that line, basically my entire role was to stage a fight at a wedding and then evict them from their homes at the end. So and that was my whole job. It was pretty great.
Serves them fucking right, man. Rule with an iron fist.
Yeah.
Fuck or be fucked, man. Yeah, dude, it's yeah, man. I was gonna say, play some game like that, and you'll very quickly see explains the world why it is. You ever play like
that's
Monopoly?
Exactly. I'm like, this is why people have actual wars.
It's
this is exactly
Instead of an essay, it's fucking famine. But it's like, you play like Monopoly or you play fucking Halo or something. Very quickly, the game stops, and it's just it's like.
But I remember our entire plot with China was for the first round. Just at the very end, I would sell all of my land to China.
Yeah.
So that they would win, because there were supposed to be two people on the Americas that started on the Americas, and that was Spain and France, but no one is France, so Spain just got the entirety of Americas, and there was a full ocean between everyone.
Well, that's some
bullshit.
So
yeah, we didn't want them to win, but but the second round, I'm surprised because China actually kept the word because they were winning, and honestly, if they could just give us the middle finger and they would win.
Yeah.
But no, they did. Still sold all their land to us. That's the dismay of Spain, because I said I would not sell my land to China again, which I didn't.
Fuck. That's weird. They kept their word.
Anyway, sorry. I love that history teacher. He was so much fun. But I remember he learned about the shooting at the same time we did.
Yeah.
Through the news. And what was scary about this was he had a son who was in the elementary building.
Yeah.
So he started to have a little bit of a panic attack there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I remember once we all got out, he went and he found his son, and everyone in the class met up with a new teacher.
Yeah.
So we were all supposed to find a teacher and stick with him, but honestly, no one can expect him to stick around and not go.
It's like your mom. It's like good luck.
We found or at least I did. I found my Spanish teacher. Because when we were all out in the field, you were supposed to stick around with the teacher and get on the bus accordingly, and they were responsible for groups. But yeah, because our school works with all the high school, middle school, and elementary school. They're all connected through a breezeway.
Mm-hmm.
Or not just one breezeway. I mean, middle school's connected to the elementary school through a breezeway, and middle school's connected to the high school through a breezeway. And then middle school's the hub. That's where the school started, and the high school came after, and then elementary came after that.
Yeah, that's how my school is.
Lots of buildings around them.
Yeah.
So yeah, and at the time, when we didn't know, and like I said on the news, it already said someone was hurt.
How did? Oh, they knew because that kid went to get help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And it just said one kid shot, and we didn't know if that meant dead or injured.
Yeah.
It didn't, at least at the time, or at least granted, at that time, someone did, but that wasn't known yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How long did the actual first shot to last shot? How just was it
Um,
like a couple? Was it a quick moment, and that's when the
I just heard like 2 shots in succession and then three shots in succession after that.
nothing?
I think I don't remember like specifically how many there were. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, I'm quoting you.
I do just remember like hearing that faintly, and I had like no clue if that was actually
Yeah,
like something bad or not.
yeah, and
But when there were a lot of things that were also kind of like not lining up, just kind of got you on edge.
yeah, it's so. Well, the reason I was asking is, how many shots were fired or how long was it? That's what I wanted to ask. Is do you think you heard the shot that took that kid's life?
No, I can say with confidence those were not, because that kid, I think, died before the lockdown was even called. Because once again, something has to happen.
Okay.
Lockdown to be called.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
The first, yeah. So honestly, probably when the lockdown was called, there was only the one kid still.
Yeah. And
out and about.
And how is what a kind way to put it. It's and again, I'm sorry for anything I'm saying that it seems insincere. I'm trying.
You're good.
I'm like, for anyone that's watching this and is like, dude, fuck this Tommy kid. Logan told me beforehand, and so told me in his post that he deals with it through comedy. So
ask me anything. I mean, that's literally why I started Reddit. Yeah, I never actually even thought about doing Reddit because I hadn't done Reddit before because I'm uncultured like that.
Yeah.
I had a Reddit account, but I never did anything with it.
That doesn't make you uncultured. That doesn't make you uncultured. That makes you a better person. All right?
Not anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You drag you down. You're one of us now. You're welcome to the hordes. But yeah, no. So no. Just for the record, Logan, you said you told me to use comedy.
You can ask me anything.
I don't. It's almost like the race card. Like, you need permission from your black friends. Like, I need. Like, hey, just so everyone knows, Logan told me to. So. But when the other one was out and about, how did he surrender? Was he also confronted?
I don't know. But like I said, I didn't really look into.
Good. Fuck them. Let's not talk about them. Let's not give them a spotlight. Fuck those kids. He wet his pants. That's why he stopped. Now,
well, actually, no, yeah. The most I only really learned about it because someone on Reddit actually said it. So until 2 days ago,
damn
I had
it,
no
Logan!
clue,
Why?
Apparently,
that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
But apparently, he had a third gun, and he was planning on killing himself afterwards, but couldn't get it to work.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, you said the blood drained from your face. At any point, did you think, like, I might die? Or did you feel like it's far enough away that I can... Adrenaline moment, can I kick out this window and get the fuck out of here? Did it even occur? Or was it too surreal?
I did sort of have that thought, but granted, most of that was, like, the minute period between when I didn't know that this was a thing and before the police were outside the door, before I started hearing screaming outside the door. Because I didn't know where the shooter could be. I didn't. And once again, there were originally 3, so I thought, did one like take the high school, one take the middle school, and one take the elementary?
Yeah.
I do remember because I was sitting pretty towards the back of the room, but I was facing straight at the door, and I remember thinking, if someone shoots just straight through this door, I'm tall enough to sit over the desk, and that's going to come straight for me. So I remember I just kind of like leaned down behind my friends and just like, don't mind me, guys. Yeah, all the sitting is really tiring.
How about this floor? How about the air? You guys like breathing too? I'm Logan. I'll be here all week.
I know. hot air rises. I was just hoping to get some fresh, cool air. So
Fresh, cool air. Yeah, man. Whew, how about this floor? You ever seen that Buzz Lightyear meme? It's like when I'm on acid at Thanksgiving and my parents talk to me and they tell me to start talking more, and whew, this floor here is sure made out of floor.
I've had my research team on this for a while. And I can confirm.
Yeah, floor's floor.
It is a floor.
God damn. Hey, hard-hitting questions with hard-hitting answers. Yeah, man. I want. Now, is there any like carpe diem since then? Maybe like I'm gonna ask this girl out, or fuck it. Hey, I'm gonna because that happened, and it's like, oh damn, like I survived that, but what if I didn't? Do you live more like that? Like, I don't mean like reckless or like get a shitty tattoo and earrings, and it's not if you have earrings or shit. There's nothing wrong with that. It's do you find yourself aside from all the negative aspects, the anxiety, the being in open places, definitely feeling it more when you see them on the news. Are there any positives? If that's a bold enough question to ask, are there any I'm like you said, is what a great hug with your dad. Like, are there things like that though? Like,
I mean, no finals, but I think I've already mentioned that. that was ironically the best semester grade wise. So.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Until last semester, where I actually did really good.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Hey, dude, take the positive any way you can. Yeah.
Time off. Like,
yeah.
No one likes finals.
Yeah. I mean, I feel stupid for asking that. Like, obviously, those are good.
No.
There's even just maybe like a little more like less tangible. Like I'm happy I'm alive. I still get to go to college. Like, look at it more like, again, I'm looking at it from like someone who has no experience with that. So like I'm just looking at it through my shitty, what would I think? Obviously I have no or maybe it hasn't been long enough to see any positives.
I mean, yeah.
Now that I think about it, if someone had asked me what positives do I see out of losing my brother, probably up until like 3 years afterwards, I would have punched him. Fuck you. That's what the positive is.
Yeah. Shoot, no, I had one and I just lost it. Hold up, wait, give me a second.
Okay. Positives. Carpe diem. 18. College. Punch me in the face. DJ Khaled's been dieting for 3 years and hasn't lost any weight. Stay woke.
And all because of me.
Yeah. I remember seeing
glad to see I've made a change in this one.
I saw a meme like that. It was like, hey, yo, I know we're about to go to World War III, but don't let that distract you from the fact DJ Khaled's been dieting for 3 years and hasn't lost any weight. Stay woke.
Yeah, no, wow, ready? This is about to sound super insensitive.
Dude, you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want.
Being able to have...
Dude, say it. Say it.
At family gatherings, being able to have something, having a question that wasn't, so how are you doing in school? Okay, well, you know what? Technically the same question. But
Woo. Woo. Dude, are you gonna do comedy? Legit question, because that was fucking dark, man. That was some Anthony Jeselnik shit. How was school? Well, it was a blast.
School's been going. All right, I've had better times. But,
I've had better days.
Oh my! Wow, that's a positive. Hey, they weren't just like, "Hey, Logan, you're doing good in school. How's math class?"
How's
I
math
haven't
class?
had math class in 2 months.
No, man. Hey, I think that's a very real thing, man. It's honestly, no. I'll say that. It's like after I lost my brother, because I'm clearly a fucking narcissistic piece of shit, and I'm gonna put this spotlight back on me, the literal spotlight. No, man, when I saw my family again, or when I saw friends, it wasn't just hey, yeah, how's everything going? Oh, you doing? How about these holidays? It was, yeah, there was some meat on the bones. There's something to talk about, So how's everything, man? You doing? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How about you? Yeah, I'm thinking about. So hey, yeah, and I found there was. Okay, another thing I think you said, you saw your dad cry. I'd never seen my dad cry before or since, and yeah, talk about like a real bonding moment. Even that. So my brother's anniversary is April 15th. It fucking sucks, but yet there's like a thing behind it though. Like my brothers come home, like we hang out, and it fucking sucks, but it's real. Christmas isn't just like let's all be thankful for Christmas. It's like Merry Christmas and never forget you, John. It's something like that, and it's and we're all here and we're in good health, and it's a very real thing. If anything, shit, yeah, you don't got to do those awkward like school's doing good, how are you? Like
yeah, nothing.
Yeah, if anything, yeah, you get some.
I mean, now we're back to that.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. I think that's a sign of healing, though, is when it's not the main topic. When it gets back to those awkward, you and your uncle bump in the hallway. Hey, Merry Christmas, Uncle, and hey, you forget your name. Merry Christmas, some shit like that. It's
like I think I saw you once when I was 5.
Hey,
good to see you again.
How about that Christmas tree? Whew, it's a tree, all right. Some bullshit like that, like. Earth's still spinning. You got that, If anything, you say when you say you're back to it. Yeah, no, I mean, we're back to it. And if anything, you almost kind of appreciate that you're back to it. You're like, it's boring and it's awkward. And I love that it's boring and it's awkward.
Yes.
It's so this was my brother's room. He didn't take his life at home. But I used to never be able to come into this room. Now I don't fucking think twice of it, dude. I legitimately don't even. It doesn't register until I'm actively like, what room am I in? Like, but I'm glad that it's just another fucking room. I'm glad that it's just cold because it's above the garage, not because it's sad, And I think that's what you're trying to say. Clearly, I just keep fucking.
I mean, yeah, there's no good way. No, I would say you put that a lot more accurately than I could have described it. But
yeah. I'm glad my. I'm glad.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Pretty much, yeah. So, shit. So just so you like, you're not like defined as, hey, I had Logan on here and he tried to go like, so like, fuck it, let's go out on a. You okay with doing like 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I've got like another half hour. We can go.
Okay. No, I'm fine with keep talking to you. I didn't want to keep you. Dude, I'm one of those assholes. I'll be talking till 2 a.m. and it's like, dude, my ears are bleeding. Tommy, I gotta go to bed.
We're totally technically, I actually have an hour, so like we can go for as long.
Would you be down for that?
There's stuff to talk about.
Would you be down for that?
Yeah, we can.
Do you care if I go take a piss?
Go for it.
Thanks, Logan. Thanks for the permission. I'll be right back.
Man, you're about to come back and edit this video, and I'm about to have a chat here. All right, this is my podcast now.
This is Squatters Rule. Logan, for anyone, Logan, fill the time for a minute.
All right. I lied. I didn't have anything to fill the time with. Let's check the news. How about that? Here, let's read the headlines. I'm sure there's probably stuff about impeachment going on right now. Live updates. Senate hears opening arguments. Making case against Trump. All right. Yeah, that's definitely going to be existing. China's Lunar New Year's nightmare. 3 billion trips and a virus. Okay. Boyfriend left woman with $88,000 in debt. Here's how sues. Not sure what that says. Something helped her out of it. Prince Charles talks about all his children and grandchildren in moving speech. Okay, great. That was just like swipe left on the phone. Now let's actually open the news app. Oh, man. Utah bans never mind. Ba-doom boom. Oh man, jeez. Okay, everything here is about impeachment. Dear God, I keep up with this crap, but I'm getting sick and tired of it. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Still scrolling. Okay. There we go. The Cats catastrophe. Is Tom Hooper going to director's jail? I'm reading the news. Would you like to join us?
Logan, can I come on your podcast, dude?
Yeah.
Will you have me on?
Yeah, man.
Cool, dude.
So welcome. Tell me about your experiences.
Well, I don't know how I follow up that act, but so I'm Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey,
all right, great. And that's all the time we have.
That's all the time we got today, folks. Tommy, get the fuck out of here. Thanks for plugging a Logan's podcast. That's Logan, Loga. You can find me on.
Find me on Instagram
I don't know, but you don't have Instagram.
I don't have social media,
dude.
At this point, the closest thing I have is Reddit.
Good on you, man. It's a fucking waste of time. And I think it's bad for you. I purposely delete Instagram. Like I post like a link to like my podcast, and then I'll delete the app every morning, and I'll download it the next morning because I find myself on it, dude. And after 30 minutes, I find myself I'm just like somewhat sadder because I'm just looking at all these people with like I got a big gap tooth. I see all these people with perfect teeth, and they just got married. Oh, they got a new border collie, and look at my house. You know, and I'm sitting here at home and I can fucking feel my man titties rolling and I'm just like, what am I doing? And, you know, you see an ad and it's like some, you know, dime piece, 11 out of 10 chick and she's standing in front of a Lamborghini and at a Hawaii mansion and you're like comparing yourself to that and finally you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what the fuck am I? I'm healthy.
So this is how the Illuminati gets us.
So this is, I will go down that rabbit hole with you. But,
oh God.
Do you want to talk about the Illuminati? Because we can approach that if you want.
Yeah.
Do you like conspiracies, Logan?
I like laughing at them.
Me too. That's why I always talk. So I fucking love conspiracies, but I always
Flat Earthers.
What?
Flat Earthers are my favorite.
They are a gift to the world. I always tell people I fucking love conspiracies, but like you can't say you love conspiracies without people being like, oh, so you're crazy. No, I like the way I look at it is I love conspiracies like I like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. They're fun stories and you dive into them and they're even more fun than Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings because what you do is you go to these communities or these subreddits where they believe it and just don't blow your cover. Go along with it. Dude, it's like a video game. It's live action. People are in there. Everyone's maintaining character. The thing is they all believe it, but you can just go in there. That's not.
So how many other people? How saturated do you think that Reddit is with other people who are doing the exact same thing? But it's like two people on like this 1,000-page Reddit actually believe it, and everyone else is just playing an act.
There's the conspiracy. How many? Dude, that was. God damn, man, that was a deep thought. That was. What if everyone's like? Yeah, what if everyone's... I just go along with it. Well, shit, that would be cool. I don't care. Hey, we're all playing. How's it different than fucking video games online? Hey, we're all hanging out. We're playing.
Yeah, I saw this news ad where the Flat Earth convention was being held in Denver because apparently there was a higher saturation of Flat Earthers in Colorado. Okay. You know, we like... What? We're one of the first 2 states to legalize marijuana. So. I mean...
Correlation.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say they were going because Denver's high up. Maybe they could see off the edge.
I mean, virtually the same thing.
Yeah.
There's oxygen up here. You never know.
Not breathing. Get down to sea level. Fucking smack some sense in it. You'll see the curvature. Yeah. What do you think about that guy? I think it was like a year ago. he's been this flat earther his whole life, and he built this rocket to.
Yo, I heard about
and
that.
He came down and he fucking like the parachute didn't work correctly, and he like broke his back. The top comment on Reddit was, "The Earth's not flat, but your vertebra discs are." It's like, ooh, Lord. Yeah. So,
oh my God,
so I do have a couple more serious questions.
Yeah. Go for it.
In all seriousness, though, you do need to come on and do another episode, and let's do an episode that has nothing to do with that shooting. Dude, you're a cool dude. You're fucking.
Oh man, I will come on anytime.
Dude, no, you fucking got a good sense of humor. You got your fucking wall, man. You're funny, man. Legit. Come on, man. I don't know how much it's not. It might be a bit of an insult to be on my podcast because it's like, oh man, this dickhead thinks I'm funny, but no, oh shit.
No. This dickhead thinks I'm funny.
Yeah. Hey man, it's oh yeah, there's this fucking idiot thinks I'm funny. It's it's like the first time I think a girl ever had a crush on me, and I remember I was in like middle school, bowl cut braces, just irresistible, and I remember thinking like, it wasn't like nervousness, it wasn't like puberty, I was just like, what's wrong with her if she sees something in me? I was like, what is...
That's when you know you've hit rock bottom.
Yeah, when you're just like, what fucking screws are misplaced in her head that she's looking at me going, he's a cool guy.
How many people has she had to ask in order to settle on me?
Yeah. Yeah. Am I the whole like, fuck it, if all else fails, I got him. Jesus. I think maybe that's just a sign of being a human, man. Because I think if I were to look at some girls like, I like that guy, I wouldn't want to think, of course she does. Who doesn't like me? Because piece of shit I would be. What a fucking douchebag I would. Of course she likes me.
I feel like the internet has actually fueled that sort of mindset, or like social media has fueled that sort of mindset, or TikTok especially. Like,
what do you mean?
How many people look hideous to you on TikTok that are famous?
How many people is there a lot? I'll be honest.
No.
I don't know what TikTok is. I don't know what TikTok is. Okay.
I
always see it. And everyone...
It's like Vine 2.0, but like the reincarnation of Musical.ly. Musical.ly and Vine combined. Let's go with that.
Okay. Well, I thought Vine was funny.
Vine was good.
Yeah, Vine, dude. There's some fucking. You ever find a good Vine compilation on YouTube? Just go down.
Yeah, now you can find. I don't know. I think you should like watch like TikTok duet compilations, because like one person posts something and then another person posts something and what their post is like on the right next to it, so they can like interact between the two screens without actually.
It's some black magic fuckery. In my day, we were drafted to fight the knife.
I know, like, yeah, there are some where someone will like push a hand out into the screen, and then the person on the other screen will end up getting punched by that hand despite not.
It's literally like, you ever see the Family Guy where it's like, I wonder what Jesus' miracles actually were, and he's like, yeah, da 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 da, huh? Like, that's how I feel right now. I'm like, they can do that with other screens.
Okay. Wait, you said you had a couple of other questions.
Oh yeah. What I was gonna say is, let's also, for real, let's do another podcast. Just, initially I was gonna offer that just because I didn't want you to be like defined. It's like, oh, there's the school shooting kid. But dude, you're actually pretty fucking funny. If you would want to, man, I think, and then I really do. I think you're fucking funny, dude. I'd like to talk to you. I don't know. I don't always want to bring on someone like for a specific topic. I say that like I've been doing this. I started this podcast like 6 weeks ago, but yeah, it's not always like, hey, let's talk about X. You scuba dive. You're a racer. Sometimes you just want to fucking shoot the shit. And so man, if you'd like to do it, let's definitely do it again. But
actually, I actually have a couple. Remember, I was coming up with a couple of funny like
zingers,
things that happened.
Zingers.
during the actual.
Oh yeah.
Like no, yeah. One of the ones was I just kind of like leaned down behind my friends, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just laying."
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it. but the real point of that is because I didn't want to be like first.
You didn't want to be in the line of a fucking stray bullet.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, how about you guys take that spot? Okay, thanks, man.
Here you go. Hey, dude, do you want to? Can you move over there for a second? Why? I don't know. I was just floor looks good. You're my.
Felt like moving around. We've been sitting here for like a half hour.
You're my friend, and I always know that you like that part of the floor, and I was just it's like, hey man, step on the floorboard kind of thing. It's yeah, man. We'll do it. We'll definitely do another episode where we just fuck around. But
there's another moment. This is way more funny in my head than it ever comes out to be, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Go for it.
Because I remember basically how they got us out is SWAT team would go door to door and they would bust down the door and they would like point guns at everyone and scream at everyone. I think probably the point was to cause chaos in case there was another threat in that room.
Okay.
That they didn't know about.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. God, what
were you gonna say that was
sorry?
Funny
Side note: we're going back to just something serious, because what's always got to me a little bit is what the SWAT did with us high schoolers would bust in and point guns at everyone and scream at everyone. I remember I heard like at the same time like get down, on the ground, get up, but hands behind your back or just hands on your head. The point was to cause chaos. Which
the point was to cause chaos?
I really don't know.
Or was it to come in there just ready in case?
Granted, look, if they weren't like checking for any other threats, they wouldn't be doing that. At least that's what I think it was. Yeah. But what hits me is they had to do that same thing for elementary schoolers. Which are kids that don't know what a SWAT team is and don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of big, scary people coming in and
with guns and
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine that could fucking traumatize you more than the actual event.
Yeah, no, I know. I honestly, I think the elementary school kids had the hardest time. Even, granted, I can't actually say this because I wasn't in either of these situations, and I'm going to feel really insensitive. But it could have even been that the elementary schoolers had a harder time than the kids who were like right next to the rooms.
Yeah.
Because when you're at such a young age and your mind is still like developing, and to have that sort of traumatic event, that's something that's going to follow you through life.
And mold the development of your brain.
Like at least. Given that I'm a high schooler, and while I still am changed, it's not as severe.
Yeah,
and
you're more of an adult, and you can.
Freaking sad.
It is, dude. It's really fucked. They can't. It's like how childhood trauma is so much worse. Just anything, because it's not just that you're younger and it's scarier. It quite literally affects you differently for the rest of your life. So it's like, if you go out into space or wherever there's no other forces acting on anything, you were to take like two baseballs and throw them in the same direction at the same speed, they're going to travel that way forever. Now, if after a year you poke one of them versus after a day you poked one of them, the cumulative effect is going to be the one that got poked earlier is going to go way more off course than the one that you poked after. I mean, they're both going to be affected.
Yeah.
But it has a cumulative effect. I mean, I was 23, almost 24 when I lost my brother. But like, I already finished college. I was, for a lot of parts, man, like I feel like I was pretty much, I think what a better time to have it happen. I'm glad it happened to me then. But you're right, man. I mean, being a child and that, yeah, dude, that predisposes you forever. Like every bang, every loud noise, If he screamed.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how many times I have been scared by a door closing.
Jesus, dude. I imagine that, man.
I mean, granted, I've gotten over this, and this is mostly at school because the doors are pretty heavy there.
Yeah.
And it's all just kind of been an unwritten rule. Like, when you close the door, you have to hold it back. But if someone doesn't do that...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, yes. I was gonna make a joke, and it was... Maybe we'll do it the next episode.
Sorry. I was actually getting... Sorry, I said I sidetracked because I was getting to a joke. Because I remember when that happened.
Dude, there's no point to this pod. There's no, we can't stray off topic because there is no topic. Just fucking do whatever you want. Just talk whenever. There's no...
But because I remember when the SWAT team did bust in, one of my friends didn't grab his phone. Shoot! Oh, I thought of something else that I'll get to after this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, was it in your backpack? And he was like, no, it was on the table that he was right next to him. Like, why didn't you just grab it? He's like, all right, let's run through the situation. SWAT team
reaching,
coming in, checking for threats. Let me reach for something that is small and black.
On it, yeah.
And pull it out.
Good night. Bang, bang, you're done.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
But this is just something about after this event cleanup. I was so fascinated with everything that goes into like the aftermath of this, because like at school you're taught lockdown drills, and that's about the extent of it, and that's all you really need to know, because that's what you're going to have to do when there's actually a threat.
Yeah.
But we had to wait a week plus a day. Happened on Tuesday. It was the following Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
See, I got it. I remember that. I think like middle school or elementary came in the following week. Other side note. Oh man,
dude, don't fuck. Dude, there's no side notes. Just talk.
We had to come in with our parents because apparently members from the media were trying to disguise themselves as parents so they could come in and get footage.
What fucking scum fucks. What a fucking low class of individual. Jesus, man. That's...
Yeah.
I think that has upset me more than like any other part of what you said. That's...
Media is going to be the media. They also sent out an email on how to deal with members of the media asking you to talk about stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, you have to come in with your parents.
Yeah. But the kids who were in the general area of the building where this whole thing like started, like I don't think any of the shots left the middle school building.
Okay. I
know I've still got this year I've got like with the language arts teacher that had the other student in her class. I still have her as my language arts teacher, and we're still in that part of the building. So it's opened up now, but everyone who is in that part of the building, they couldn't get their stuff yet because that was closed off. That was a crime scene.
Jeez.
I remember a few days before we had just started one of my friend's campaigns for D&D, and he was in a adjacent room, and his stuff got locked out. So we had to cancel that campaign because it's like, God damn it. This is the worst part of it all.
This is the worst. Hey, it was all bad, but this was really the ice.
This just tipped me off the edge.
It went from bad to inhumane. All right, bud. Let's just kick him out, man. Be like, hey, doesn't matter what happens. Don't leave that shit behind.
I think it took like about a month after those kids got their stuff back. But yeah, in the time it took for that, everyone was like donating phones and laptops and just other stuff that was left in there. And I
that's cool.
I heard at the time that the kids who were in the actual room, like the group of seniors that was in the actual room, that they weren't going to get their stuff back for what could be up to a year or two because it was evidence. And I remember the trial happened maybe just a week or two ago, or at least one of them did. And I think they still might be holding on to those kids' stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they got their stuff back yet.
Absolutely. I mean, ballistics, just the spraying of gases and combustible. But that's all. Those things are there in trace amounts. If you've ever watched a show on like ballistics or stuff, dude, they it's fucking black magic. Like when they go in,
Yeah, and they had to completely tear down the room and redo that all because our school was an office building before we turned it into a school.
yeah,
The walls are somewhat thin.
okay,
And I think about half of the people that got injured got shot through a wall.
Jesus,
Yeah. Luckily, those are all the non-critical ones. Wall slows down bullet.
hey, shout out to the wall.
But yeah, I've heard a couple of horror stories of people who had like stuff go right past their head. People who were in rooms next to it.
Fuck.
Yeah, so they had to redo a lot of those rooms. But yeah, the main room. I remember when we went back to school, there was a wall. Because like there are like two main sections to the middle school, and one is just kind of like a big square.
Mhm.
Rooms on the outside and rooms in the center. There was one in the center that was the event. But like that entire like area, including the middle school entrance, which was attached to that, was just a wall, a huge wall. It was huge.
I was not expecting
I'm sorry.
a huge. Trust me, bullets cannot go through this thing. It is Mexican bullets.
Impenetrable wall.
It is impenetrable. Trust me. If this was my school, this wouldn't have happened to you. Trust me, my walls would be so thick, so thick.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
See,
I know
Logan, you went and made it political, Logan.
You know what? I said I wasn't gonna do that.
I said I wasn't, but fuck it, I just had a couple beers and I got something to say.
No, but we had a couple. Yeah, I know there was posters on said wall.
Yeah.
With like from the other schools in the area.
Yeah.
Which is nice to read those. I know all the classes that I had in that section, which I think were 2 or 3. I know creative writing and Spanish I had in there. So we would just like meet in the elementary school cafeteria instead of like in those rooms for when we went back to the 20 minutes per class.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, there were donations. I know the room is still not in service right now. I remember I was walking when I was still doing the theater production.
Yeah.
By the way, we like just had that a week and a half ago. It's pretty good.
Hey, plug it.
So,
Tickets still selling. Come see me.
Someone uploaded it to YouTube. Don't watch it. It was my worst performance. I completely screwed up. I was one of the kids who was mic'd since they didn't have quite enough mics. But I was one of the kids who was mic'd, and there were a few kids mic'd for this song, and I said the wrong words, and then I panicked and I froze. Don't watch it, please. It was my worst moment.
Logan, I'm putting that into this. I'm putting that in the description. I'm pinning that comment as the top comment. Here's Logan. Everyone go laugh at Logan.
I didn't like that.
You think I'm kidding?
I was low energy.
You think I'm kidding?
Anyway,
the school play is going up. You think I'm kidding?
Yeah. So we're so yeah. I was walking out. They actually had to let us go a couple minutes, like 10 minutes early from that rehearsal, since they were about to start using some machinery. I forgot specifically what it was called, but apparently it just made a loud bang.
Oh yeah.
So they wanted to get us out a little early there, and I was walking past, and they were doing construction, and it took me a while because when we first went back, when I was going, this room specifically, and only this room in the center, had a door on both ends of like this square.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking down one of the hallways, and the door just was gone. It was just a wall.
Yeah.
It was like the room never existed. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Because and then they had like set up a separate door. They had extended part of the wall on the other side to cover the other door, but with another door.
Yeah.
But I was walking back and that was open. The room is completely gutted right now.
Yeah.
Like the drywall is gone.
Yeah.
It's basically just the framework of the room.
I'm sure they fucking literally probably got everything that had any trace of ballistic or blood or
Yeah.
anything.
Jesus, another thing, like right after, it was like the cops were like saying, if you saw anything other than people on the ground or blood on the walls or ground, then come talk to us. And it's like, that's not oh my God.
Wait, if you saw anything other than that,
Yeah.
meaning everyone saw that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because I remember one of my friends told me, like, they had to walk out past the second kid, not the one who went into the room, but the second kid, like, on the ground being handcuffed, or maybe it was, I don't remember. But yeah, they had to walk past him while the police, like, had this kid on the ground.
Jesus.
But yeah.
Where they fucking manhandled that kid.
And yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was so freaking impressed with police and first responders. They were there so quickly.
That's so cool. That's
yeah. Like, I'm gonna be. I didn't even know that.
It definitely feels.
We had that many like first responders in the area, because my room was like up on the second floor of the high school. All I had to do was like walk a few feet that way, down the stairs, and out the door. And already in just that short amount of time, I saw like 50 people lining the walls.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is like a small part of the school. How many? This is
not even mad.
This is like more claustrophobic than like passing period.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
no, that's.
I mean, granted, that's not what I was thinking about at the time. I did break down about like 5 minutes before they came in. I mean, granted, the police were still outside, and I knew I was safe, but still, just pressure.
Just start crying. Just.
Yeah.
How do you fucking not, man? Yeah, it's. Yeah.
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 It's. Shoot, what was the other thing? No, what? I lost it again.
It's all right, dude. Hey, shit happens, man. It happens to dude. Every fucking sentence I'm saying to someone, I'm like, oh, I just thought of something good. It's just like a butterfly. It's just come and get me, and it goes away. Fuck, there goes the good thought.
Doesn't come back.
Yeah. I really need to get like a notepad and write down. But, fuck, I did have a question. I did have a good question. What the fuck was it?
Yeah, and I thought I was going to come back to something later, and I don't remember what that was.
So, how do you feel? How do things like so obviously, like, other school shootings are much more real to you now, or you feel them more, and then even other shootings. How does your view on the world altered when you hear like drone strike kills 5 civilians or whatever, or whatever, there's shooting here, just kind of like stuff that beforehand it's almost like. It's like, oh, well, that's what happens in the Middle East, or that's what happens in Africa. Yeah. Has that affected you at all? It's just maybe not relevant at all.
It feels hopeless.
Yeah.
Because like I'm sitting back here and I'm like, this is made to be beyond me.
Yeah. You can almost look at the whole just equation and just be like,
where do I fit into this, dude? Like, do
I even try to fit? Do I just go about my life?
Yeah. Do I even actually change it?
Yeah. Do I just play D&D with my friends? Like, yeah, man. For a couple of years after my brother, I was just all in. Like, I want to make a mental health charity. I want to change the face of medicine. I want to, and like, I did like a little things but after a while, man, then it was like, well, maybe I'm just going to try to talk to other people that are hurting. And then finally it kind of got to like I'm just going to go back to my life. What else the fuck can I do?
Yeah.
Like, now, do you and your friends, how has it changed that dynamic? Is there any change in dynamic there? Do you guys make dark jokes to each other? We
have made a couple dark jokes.
Yeah.
Luckily, I haven't noticed. If anything, we're all just closer.
Yeah.
which I mean, you were asking about other positives. I guess that's another one.
Yeah.
Say we're all much better friends, and I made some very close friends on that day. Just people who were sitting who were around me in the classroom. Like,
yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah. That's kind of that's a fucking friendship forged in hell. It's just like
y'all, literally,
yeah, y'all are right there. It's literally, it's Jesus, man. Have you thought about like writing something? Have you thought about like writing about your experiences? Have you?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. No, remember I when I got home, I wrote like 3-page thing.
Well, no, what I meant was write a book or something like this is, to help others, or, hey, if you've gone through this, here's a short thing I wrote. Have you thought about that? I mean, like I'm sure
a little bit, yeah.
I'm sure that someone that would just went through like a shooting, like this podcast wouldn't be the thing for them to watch, because there's some seriousness, but there's also just some, we're joking about it to lighten it. But right when it happens, people don't want to joke about it, nor should they. Yeah. So have you thought about
which is understandable,
absolutely. It's
because I remember a couple days after the this happened on a Tuesday. The very next day, I actually went to racquetball, and the rest of the school was going out to an event for STEM. They had a couple of speakers come out. I didn't go to that because at the time I felt bad about it, but I wanted to distance myself from it.
Yeah.
And at least my parents felt that racquetball would help.
Yeah. No, dude, it's...
So yeah, I went there, which I am going to in about 45 minutes. So yeah, still doing that.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man.
But I remember a couple. They wouldn't let any of the students go up and speak because nobody wanted to. Bullshit.
Let the people talk.
It was actually the only other thing on the news about STEM after the shooting, and it was that all the kids walked out of that.
Yeah.
Because it was dumb.
It was just bullshit.
Yeah. I was trying to listen to the other thing, but I am forgetting all of my points.
Dude,
this happens every time. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I talk about it, something new comes up.
Dude, it's gonna be doing that for a long time, man.
Yeah, there's too much.
It cannot be unpacked in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And there are probably other things that are gonna happen soon that I'm gonna end up telling alongside the story I'm telling here. So.
Yeah, dude. There's shit that took me a year to realize. And then there's shit that took me 3 years to realize. And I talk about how I knew I realized it all, and now I realize this. It's been 6 years, and now I'm realizing more shit, man. And it's something like that. I don't think you can unpack all of it at once. I literally don't think it's possible for your brain to. It's an equation too big. So your brain's just like, hey, let's do numbers 1 through 25 even. Let's chip away at this today.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, as the years come, you're gonna be going through stuff where you're just gonna realize something. Oh, okay. And but yeah, how is, on a more normal note, where do you want to go to college, man? What do you want to
I'm thinking UCD, University of Colorado, Denver.
Okay.
For music production and music composition.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So yeah. And I go to a STEM school, so music apparently that's not what we're known for here. But
hey, dude, I graduated with a biology degree and I got into medical school. All right, I chose not to do that. I'm doing a podcast, man. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, you're doing as much as you should do as anyone should. Fuck them. Do what you want, man. I look at what I'm doing now, just making it. And I've only been doing it for 6 weeks, and I'm having so much fun. And yeah, no one approves of it. No one's like, you should keep doing this. It's like, get a real job. But like doing this, I'm having so much fun, and all I can think about is like, God damn, I wish I had started in college or something. I wish I had started before that, because it's just whatever you start doing now, man. You do it long enough, you're gonna become so good at it and well versed in it that it's going to be your job. And
yeah, I think my problem is I can't focus on like one thing.
Dude, neither can I.
Like I know like a couple, recently actually I've been more into acting now than composition. I had a lot of fun doing that play. That was so much fun.
Then fucking do that, man.
Yeah.
Fucking pursue.
Yeah, but I bounce around everywhere, and I have commitment issues.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you're a male. It's fine, dude. I've got this, man. I do this. I've got a subreddit called Fun or History where I literally just make up historical events. So it's like you know, it's like JFK getting caught smoking weed. And it's like him. It's like, this is why we went to the moon, and it's just JFK like blazing a fatty, and it's like, let's go to the fucking moon. But like I have, it's like, well, what else do you think about when you're high? So I have like that thing, and then I make like weird graphic design shit. I have like 3 things going, and for a long time I always tried to do one or the other, and I'd be like, I have to commit to this. Now I realize, I'm like, oh, this is how I deal with my ADD. I do one, and I put the others in the back burner. I don't quit them. I just let them go along. And then eventually one day I'll wake up and I'll look at it, and I'll be like, I don't want to do Photoshop today. I don't want to do Photoshop for, fuck it. And that's when I have the next one, and I jump to that. So it's a way of channeling the ADD and to making it look like I'm productive. So, dude, don't.
But for me, college is scary because of that. Because like now I'm thinking like I'm going to go in and be like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. And then I'm going to switch to something else, so, and then I'm done with that, and then I'm going to come back, and it's like, no, I do want to do that.
I mean, it is tricky with that because there are classes. But, dude, I think, if I remember, because I'm so old, but if I remember, you can take, like, just general courses. It's like, in case you don't know what you want to do. Like,
yeah.
Dude,
just get your generals out of the way, and then your last few years can be super specialized.
Yeah, dude, my first year of college, dude, I barely passed a single class. I almost got expelled because of fucking some shenanigans, fucking breaking into a neighboring fraternity house. Like,
oh my god, why would
a lot of alcohol, man. Just fucking retarded shit, dude. I legitimately almost got expelled, dude. We broke in and we stole all their Greek Week trophies, and then we burned them in our fireplace. So it's fucking. But the point being, in my wisdom, is that I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. And it wasn't until like my sophomore year that I was like, I think I want to be a doctor. And I'd start, even then, it was a whole nother year of just shit courses, and then I transferred to UGA. And yeah, by my junior year, it was like, I started taking like biology, biochemistry, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. But for the most part, like, if you know exactly what you want to do, you can start and definitely get like a leg up. But dude, I'd say the vast majority of friends I have, which mind you, still went on to become doctors and lawyers and accountants. They didn't know what they wanted to do, and so they just, instead of committing, they're like, all right, let's just fucking take whatever you got to take. It's just, if you do that, your first 2 years of college would just be like your 5th and 6th years of high school. You're just taking history classes, you're writing classes, you're doing some horse shit. Just do that, man. Now, don't come back to this podcast in 5 years and be like, he fucked me. He fucked me. When we're explaining to your parents.
I expect compensation.
When you're telling your parents, this is why I failed out. No, Mom, Dad, look at the pot. I don't give a fuck, Logan. Yeah. So, but dude, what I would say, man, is, dude, just fucking go after it, dude. Just fucking go after it. Yeah, man.
I think I'm at least focused enough around entertainment, the entertainment business.
Yeah.
So I've got a springboard off that.
Just go in that direction, man. It's one thing when I decided I didn't want to go to medical school, I didn't have a fallback plan. I was just like, I know I don't want to do this. Fuck it, okay, let's go. And I literally, dude, I've gone through so many different things, but I knew I wanted to go in one direction. And an analogy I always use is like, if you're sailing a ship across the fucking ocean, and you know that, like, you may not know where your exact, like, slip at the harbor is in New York, wherever you're going, but, like, you do know it's across the ocean. So let's start going across the ocean. And as you get closer, like, I do know it's in New York, so let's go towards New York. I think it's that harbor. Okay, let's go to that harbor. I think it's that marina. Let's go. I think it's that slip. You don't need to know exactly where you're going. If you try to pinpoint it, it's like that's where I have to. You're gonna fucking go crazy and have anxiety attacks and implode. Take it from me, I did. Just go in that. You know what I wanted to do initially was fucking like stand up comedy. It's not at all what I want to do now, but that led me in the whole. That led me to like, okay, let's try to start writing down ideas and jokes and shit. That led to like Photoshop, like let's make funny memes, let's learn this, but it's all whittled its way down into. If you had told me 5 years ago, if you had told me a fucking year ago I'd be doing podcasting, I'd be like, you're retarded. But I'm doing this now and I'm like, oh, I never would have got here if I didn't start. So dude, whether it's acting or whether it's music production, man, it's in that direction. So it's process of elimination. Be like, okay, I know the answer isn't this. Who is the second president? I know the answer isn't fork, because fork is a utensil. So let's at least go towards the other ones, and we can whittle it down. Yeah, man, and not only that, dude, you're gonna be able to talk to any fucking girl you want to talk to. Fuck yeah, you are. But like, you know, I don't know if you knew this, but I was actually in a school shooting. You got a cool story. I'm not even trying to be funny. You got a cool story, man. And I say cool lightly. It's like losing my brother. That's a cool story because I can talk to anyone now.
Yeah, but it's something to talk about.
Exactly. It's not the Happy Thanksgiving. How's school? School's actually terrible, but like it's something to talk about, man. And you can go from that. Fuck yeah, you can, man. I'm fucking excited for you. You fucking do this shit, dude. Not only that, man, you're fucking funny. This wasn't like, okay, I gotta pry this out of you. I'm talking for like 2 minutes, dude. You're fucking hilarious, man. Fuck yeah. I'm just ranting now, but fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. You good?
I guess it's just scary for now.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking. It's easy for me to say because it's in hindsight. It's terrifying for you. I'm happy I'm not in your position. Fuck that. I'd hate to go through all that again. I'm happy because I'm like here now. So I'm happy for the process. But it's like fuck that. I wouldn't want to do that again. No, college was for the most part terrifying. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It's terrifying. It's large moments of existential terror and what am I doing in the world, intermixed with the fucking most fun you'll ever have. I would say legally, but not always. So it's the most fun you'll ever have. It's crazy, man. And I'm just kind of ranting now.
It'll be the most interesting part of your life.
Yes. Yeah. I would actually say my post-college years have been far wilder and more interesting. But, man, like you said something that took me a long time to get to, and you're like, nothing is sacred in comedy. Everything can be. That's insane. Like, that took me like years until after my brother died that I was like, okay, I'm okay with it. It hasn't even been a year, and you're like, no. Like you showed me, I'm like, do guns bother you? You literally pan over to your wall of weapons, like, like yeah.
It's like, does this answer your question?
Does this answer your question, bitch?
Let's keep going.
Podcast over. Next question. Logan, are you smoking meth? That's not important. Answer the question.
Irrelevant.
Ask me questions, pussy. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Hey man, let's wrap it up. But I'll text you. Dude, let's do another episode. I've got people.
All right.
I've got people through. I might have another opening next week, but it might be through Super Bowl Sunday. But dude, if you want to come on and like just talk about fucking anything,
like,
no, I mean I say that because I'm just using that as an arbitrary date.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know who's playing, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I just wait for the game to end, see who won, make fun of who lost, and that's my
and
experience with them.
dope commercials. You gotta watch the commercials.
Oh, okay. I do watch that, but I watch them after the game because why watch a boring game to get to the commercials when you can just like go on YouTube the day after and watch them all there. See,
that's what we call. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
Efficiency.
Yeah. Efficiency 100. But yeah, man, dude. I've got a bunch of people, but dude, come on, dude. Let's just fucking. We can. This was the serious one. We tackled the serious stuff. Hopefully, I hope that it helped talking about it.
Yeah, it definitely did. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming on, man. You're fucking dude. Thank you. You know, I do need you to say it one more time. You did give me permission to make jokes.
Yes.
No, I need you to say Tommy. I gave Tommy permission to make jokes about this topic.
I gave Tommy permission to make jokes.
Okay. Because otherwise, anyone's gonna look at this and just be like, Tommy, what the fuck? Like you stoop low. You went into negative territory here. You tunneled below the floor of morality.
You're no son of mine.
I put this video up, and the next day, all my shit's out on the curb. My parents are just like, "Who are you? What have you become? You used to have a twinkle in your eye." But we'll do another episode, and we'll give them a fair warning that let's do a dark episode. Let's just be. Actually, that's probably a bad idea to set out to do a dark episode. Let's just have another one where we don't talk about all this shit, where we just fucking shoot the shit. Dank memes, Nerf guns.
Oh man,
I
can get behind that.
Okay, let's do that. Go fuck up your friends in racquetball, dude.
I have not played in about a month and a half.
No, I meant like physically hurt them, like throw the ball at them.
Oh, gee! Oh my god!
Shit, dude! It's just next level up, dude.
I do have a couple of rivalries I never got to finish.
You got what?
There was one kid who I would always get up like 10-3.
Yeah.
And he would win, and he did this for like 15 games in a row. God. You know,
fuck that kid.
At a point, I started losing because the mindset once I got to like a score of 10 was all right, downhill from here.
Yeah.
He was psychologically beating me, and I knew about it, and I could do nothing to stop it. So.
I'm tired of winning. Okay, I'm tired of.
I finally beat him though. I did beat him once, and now we're back to the same thing. So you know. Good.
Fuck that kid. You'll fuck him up. Bring your Nerf gun. Logan, thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for sharing everything, dude. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. It was fucking fun. It was fucking fun. I'm
surprisingly.
Yeah, it was surprisingly fun. It was coming in here all somber. Was not expecting a laugh. Now I fucking feel it. Tommy, how was that podcast with the kid dude, it was hilarious. Not like that. That's not what I mean. God damn it.
You like told me about like elementary school.
Hey Logan, how was that podcast you did? Oh, it was a fucking blast. I mean, not like, oh fuck. Maybe we just shouldn't tell anyone. Just be like, it was very somber.
Yeah.
But hey man, let's thanks for doing it. Let's do another one, and fucking god damn it, man. Stay positive. You're a cool dude. Go get it. All right,
thanks, dude.
All right, dog. Yeah. God bless. Good night.